here is the guys who are spending 5 million a month on the ad.
We've picked up almost $100 million worth of people that want to sell their business through cold email.
I want to be a millionaire in 1 month.
People don't know, like, if you make $1 million on a store, you're making like $150,000 to $200,000 in that.
Hello to everyone, Anatoliy is here, Ecom Business Stream Podcast. Today we are having an amazing friend of mine, and he's my coach and he's my friend, and in the same time he's incredible entrepreneur with the over 20 years experience in the e-commerce space and in entrepreneurship. His name is Los Silva. Let me just tell you a bit more about him. He is the investor, advertiser. He been speaker on the several stages, and he has coached consultant, advertisers, and thousands of different e-commerce, SaaS, real estate companies, and even in more industries to help them scale, reduce the costs, and scale scale the companies and sell on the peak of that to get out of the business with the incredible margin. He is the co-founder of the PowerHouse brand, which has multiple divisions that help brand owners reduce the costs and scale their businesses. In the same time, when he's not busy on the business, you can find him spending time with his family, with his beautiful wife, Laura, and unbelievable, awesome, and cute 2 daughters. So, Los, how are you doing today?
Good, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Actually, long time I was really waiting for this call because I believe you can share incredible experience and incredible insights regarding the entrepreneurship for our audience, because most of the audience from our side is the e-commerce and entrepreneur space guys. Let's get just started to let everyone understand your background. Where have you been? When have you started? And what was the reason for that?
I don't know, like 2006 or something. I was 21 years old. And I started flipping video projectors and doing arbitrage on eBay. So I was flipping video projectors and electronics and cars on eBay because they had higher margins. So I was doing kind of like high ticket arbitrage, basically.
Okay, and how that transit to the advertising space itself, and how long you were doing that?
I actually started a construction company doing home automation stuff, and that because I had all the electronics, I had all the stuff, so I started arbitraging that, working with a lot of custom homes. And in 2008, that all went away, and I didn't know, it was kind of like my first real business, and so it went away. And so I started buying courses and things online, going to events and different stuff like that. And I started realizing that the big things that you can make some money on is like understanding back end, doing ads, buying media, and like understanding also copywriting. And so I kind of got good at those things, and I started doing display ads and working with networks for myself. And then I built a course on Udemy. I put it on. It's called Media Buying Academy. And Brian Dice found it and bought it. And then I emailed him to publish it. And then I got published and started doing more in that, started speaking, built out some agencies, and started from the agencies. I started building out my own brands, sold some different brands, kept the agencies, and then I started PowerHouse recently. It'll be 3 years at the end of a little bit into next year. It'll be our 3rd year.
Can you just tell me a bit more and go deeper in terms of back in 2008 when you switched to the construction side? It's offline in the industry, and you moved to something online, which is especially back in 2008, it was completely different story than now. And I'm wondering, you record the course, so how it looks like, what was the difference between now and then, and what kind of underwater stones were on that moment for you?
I didn't know anything, there was a forum called Warrior Forum where people were making courses and making a ton of money. And so I didn't know how to put it on there because I didn't have affiliates. So I just put it on Udemy. But honestly, not much has changed. I mean, people still want to be educated. They still want to have you create courses. And that's how I got started. I joined courses, I joined masterminds. I paid to kind of like get ahead so I could understand how things were going. But the industry is pretty much, it's cyclical, so it kind of goes the same, right? Like right now, you're going to see a little bit of a dip on ecom businesses, and the coaching, consulting, and service businesses will go up because of what's going on with the economy. The ones that are doing e-commerce have to invest more into data. They have to invest more into building community and groups and new products so they can have more things to launch, testing out price points and funnels so they can get a better average order value because things are more expensive now and people want to spend less. So it's a little bit harder. So that's why you have to focus on lifetime value and not just your initial product that you can do. Because there's a lot of drop shippers that are like, oh, you just got to find the right product. But what do you do after that? If you don't have upsells, if you don't have more product, if you don't have, that's why they have 4, 5, 6 stores, because they can't sell one thing, because then it just, it kind of becomes commoditized and someone steals it or someone copies it. So you have to really build a brand. Whatever you're doing, whether you're doing a personal brand or you're doing a service brand or you're doing an e-commerce brand, you have to be building brand in this day and age.
I completely agree with you, especially right now, so much organic traffic, like algorithms pushing to the organic traffic. If you build the strong brand with the strong audience, you won't even need it that much advertising anymore, because I remember even your words, if you create a community, you can launch any kind of things in the world and you don't need to invest that much. And because of the strong name of yourself as a brand, you can build any kind of brands around you. That's right. Really completely true. How was the advertising looks like for you that moment? And when have you started investing in it? Was it something easy for you to do, or you failed several times?
No, I mean, every time you fail, you're just getting closer to having success. But yeah, I failed a lot, but I just always was good at having perseverance and testing, Everything that you do online, even if you have a business and you start trying to run YouTube ads, I almost look at it like you're starting another business. It's another set of skills. It's more expensive, so you got to get data. If you're not doing it, you have to have money for somebody else to do it. And so everything, you're going to fail at it. But the big thing is consistency, right? Like even with a lot of our brands now, like we've had to pivot on some things and scale on other things. And so you invest into the business. And I think that's a big problem. Everybody on the internet shows you this perfect life of Ferraris and Lambos and whatever, but they don't show you how much they struggle. They don't show you how much they're testing. They don't show you what the difference between gross and net revenue is. And so, I wanted to create content to show all the other things that happen for you to run a real business, not a lifestyle business, because your business should fund your lifestyle. A lifestyle business is really just a mismanaged company.
I can agree with you a lot about that, because when I started, I was annoying, really, it was so annoyed to see all these Blix guys with the Lambos rented for one day and were people just following that shit only. And I decided to become an entrepreneur who gonna be sharing the truth, the failure, the really struggle. And I was thinking that it will be super interesting for the audience, but I found out whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm trying to deliver the value to the people, and they'll just want to see the nice lifestyle. Like, guys, come on, I'm pointing out, don't do this, do that, avoid mistakes, how to avoid defaults, how to avoid suppliers issues, and so on. People just don't want to listen. What's your opinion about that?
You're right. They don't want to listen. And, the people that do want to listen are the ones that are really building companies, right? That's why we don't really work with beginners in any of our brands. We're not trying to teach people how to do something for a little bit. We're trying to teach people how to fish forever, right? And so our brand's kind of like, you start with PowerHouse, we have some services, and then we even have a broker, so we can even help optimize your business so you can sell your business, especially with e-com, because I don't think anybody wants to have an e-commerce business forever. You want to grab it, grow it, sell it, and then do it again, and use that process to consistently create wealth.
I agree with you, especially by start using some of your services, by being in the mastermind with PowerHouse. I can see that the level of the expertise is completely different. It's exactly like you're saying, it's not for the newbies. If I would join 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I won't be able to utilize what you have in your site, because I won't be just ready for that. So it's as well about the right time, right place, I would say.
Right. Yeah. And the right mindset. You have to want to invest in your business, because it's a business. If you invest in your business, it'll start paying you. But if you just use your business like a checking account, you'll never have enough money to put money into your business so it can grow. And so you're always going to be stuck.
What do you think is the main difficult part in the business, in your opinion, in any kind of business? Is it cash flow, or is it talents, or is it something else, or it's advertising?
I think it's people. People build the business. You don't build the business. At some point, you need more people. You have to have the right people. You have to have the right culture. You have to have the right mindset. You have to teach them the right skills, and everything has to perform together. So you can start getting out of the business, and the people can help you scale the business. And so that's what culture and mission and vision, goals, values, it's all important. And people think it's not because it doesn't make you money, but that is what makes you money. It's just not the sexy new ad hack. If you've been doing this for a long time, like, you don't look for hacks. You look for more strategies and more consistency, because hacks only last for a little bit, so they're not solving a problem.
Hacks, it's perfectly described the dropshipping business. When you're looking for the perfect scenario to scale your ads, some kind of hacks working in nowadays, but it's not related to the long-term business journey itself. It's just related to some kind of tweaks and hacks to make money now, here, right now, and not forever. And in this case, how do you get these people? I mean, just to describe, PowerHouse Ventures, Creator Ads, Deal Flow Brokerage. There is so many companies which you created, which you are managing. How you were finding so fast such a great team members who were able to scale that together with you?
So a lot of them have been with me for a long time, so they ascend into a managing or directing role. And then the other people, we really are just trying to spend money on finding the best talent, right? There's recruitment companies. I have a good, strong social media, so a lot of people, we vet them through that. But really, recruitment businesses, and it's paying more than you want to pay. So like an example, right? If you want to hire a manager or somebody to help you with funnels, you can find a guy for $1,000, or you can find a guy that's going to be $7,000, $8,000. That person is going to do 2-3 persons work, and they're going to be better, faster, more efficient, more professional. And so it's cheaper to spend more money on people than it is to try to hire a bunch of people that, this is kind of like their first or second go around, and they need the money. They don't have the skills yet. They don't have the professionalism. So now we just kind of try to find the right person for the right role and spend money on acquiring top talent.
In your opinion, education degree, is it important for your company to be in? Why?
Because you're not going to learn anything that we're going to teach you in college. If you're not going to be a doctor or a lawyer, you don't need to go to college.
That's why I love the community where I am in, and people who I'm speaking with, like with you, for example, because when I'm talking to some of my old friends before I've been entrepreneur on that moment, and when I'm talking to them and trying to explain exactly similar things and mindset, that it's important for social, it's important for the network if you're on the high level education, just to get the network around you for right people, but it's not making any difference in your life in terms of get great income, except doctors, lawyers. I agree with you. It's just a waste of time. It's just my opinion as well. I love that we are on the same page about that.
You have to start from the bottom to get to know what this industry is and what everything is and what every asset of it is, what it does, how it works, etc.
Listen, what in your opinion, like if something would be happening that will be turned off around the world, how would you manage your business, and what would you do in that case from your side to start the venture or just restart your online business? How would you manage that if online just did not exist anymore by somehow?
Probably direct mail and joint ventures.
You think as a marketer? Yeah, it's cool because you have done that in past. So similar.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, it would be direct mail and joint ventures, like easy, and then certain magazine ads, and just test out and see what the CPMs are and what you're getting on a lead cost.
I believe this kind of experience from the past helps you a lot to adapt to any kind of situation. Because for me, I would be really struggling to think, okay, what should I do? I would asking you or someone else around, but having this kind of background experience really allows you to survive in any kind of situation.
I mean, we've picked up almost $100 million worth of people that want to sell their business through cold email. Just the right message to the right person, to the right list, to the right email, it's really more that. Like the copywriting doesn't have to be crazy. Hey, do you want to sell your business? I know you're a Shopify person. I know that you're a Shopify Plus. I know that your business is doing between X and Y money. And so, let's get him a call and I can talk to you about it. Because most of the time they're getting like, hey, I can do SEO for you from like if someone in India. So that doesn't, we're hitting him with something completely different.
I agree with you. Can you share with me actually more in details? I know the main story, but I believe for the audience, it'll be awesome to listen this inspiration story, how you created the PowerHouse a few years ago, because you and Josh done incredible stuff, and people who are on every single event there, it's like just every single time, guys, you beat yourself with the level of people who are attending. And I'm just curious, it's only 3 years old company. Share with us the story, how everything started and where you're going at the moment.
Yeah, so Josh and I spoke at a lot of the same events. We became good friends, and then we were talking about building a community that taught people what really happens in business, instead of like, there's a lot of masterminds are like, here's Facebook ads, maybe a little bit of Pinterest ads, and that's it. And so we wanted to create a community where people could be safe and connect and support each other, but also kind of like a consulting. So it's a consulting program for a year that also has community and events, right? Like you can fly down here 4 times a year. You can get on a call with us or anybody in our executive team to talk about emails, ads, branding, connections. You get our Rolodex. And so in most groups, you don't get any of that. And so you always need to find 2, 3 other places. But instead here, we run you through a process, connect you with everything that you need, all the way up into even selling your company. And so we knew that that did not exist. And so we wanted to create something that supported people, gave them the right frameworks and the right systems that they needed to sell their business, but also gave them community and a safe place to be connected, because entrepreneurs are usually lonely.
Right words about lonely. And how often do you feel yourself lonely?
All the time. I mean, Josh lives in Arizona, but we talk every day, but like Josh, he's my best friend. And so I have great friendships and stuff. But when you're in it, you can't really talk about this stuff with your wife. They don't get it. Your friends that are like older from other times, they don't understand it. If anything, they're mad at you because you're talking about like, oh, my overhead's like $5 million or this or that. They're like, oh, they're trying to make $45,000. You know what I mean? So it doesn't connect. And so you have to talk to people that are like you. And there's a big thing, your network is your net worth. Like the right people will elevate you to help you time collapse and connect you and support you. And that's the best kinds of friendships.
I feel your words so deep in my heart, because the way how I'm feeling so often, it's exactly what you said. And especially when you have a super wonderful person next to you, for example, in my end as well, it's my wife, my son, but I cannot describe them in the words which they would be understanding, some kind of simple problems which is happening in the business. And I have just to text someone in another part of the world to share that. It's so strange. Like person who you can meet a couple of times in a year maximum, you're going to be sharing more deep thoughts and feelings than you're going to be speaking to your wife or close friends. Just because they are thinking differently. It's so long, feeling lonely a lot.
And sometimes you just want support. Sometimes you just want to talk to somebody. Sometimes you just want to talk it out. You're not even that stressed out. You just want to tell somebody how you feel and be, me too. And then that'll be enough,
On the same language.
That just makes you feel good. It keeps you going with your day. And that's why the community is so important.
I believe that's why it's pushing that hard. Like even Josh, his brands know it's an incredible high right now. He's scaling that, and it will be sold obviously over than $1 billion at the end. And several brands which you're like early bird guys, like early bird morning cocktail. Amazing how you're scaling them. And I can see that when we are speaking together or with you or some other entrepreneurs, you can speak about any kind of numbers and the goals, and it won't be sounds like crazy or stupid or like unrealistic. But when you're sharing with someone at home,
they think you're crazy.
They think like that guy is just bullshitting. Why he's speaking that BS in front of me and my kids?
Right.
I learned that lesson and stop speaking to my friends on the language how we are talking between, because I was looking how they start talking to me. They were kidding. They were joking, they were laughing on me, or they were just looking with weird.
They're mad at you because you're becoming successful and you're changing. But you're not supposed to stay the same.
And it's not because they are bad. It's just because they don't understand it. Just because it's all shame, scam, and so on. But come on, then. If you don't understand something, it doesn't mean that it's scam. That's just my opinion. I want to be a millionaire in 1 month. What's your opinion about that? Would you work with such kind of person mindset?
No. Because they're probably lazy That's why they want to make money so fast. They don't know what they're doing. They probably don't have a budget. They don't have a real time horizon, and they want everything done fast. So if there's a problem, they're not going to face it. They're just going to want to run into the next thing. An entrepreneur, you can want to make $10 million or $100 million in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, right? But if you just want to make it tomorrow, you just want to live a lifestyle. You don't even probably know what you want. You have no mission. You have no vision. You probably don't even have personal goals. And so we don't want to work with you.
When I was mentoring people, it was dropshippers guys who want to start. So it's like a newbie people. And there were so many great guys and actually who were done amazing results in a year. We were done like 2 million together in the total results for them. But so many guys failed as well. And the main point is that people were coming to me, oh, what's your goal? I want to make 6 figures. How much you're making right now? Nothing. Do you have a store? No. So, whoa.
Can you put money in? No. And then like, well, you're going to take money. Well, that's a scam. Okay.
Yeah. How much you're ready to invest? Oh, 200. Yeah. I'm just saying that people are saying about 6 figures. I said, listen, stop. Whoa. You need to understand. First of all, you need to focus on how to start, how to get the first results. Come for yourself for first 4 figures. Yeah, it's not that sounds not that shine, not that sweet, but still 4 figures it's important to reach and handle with the problems on that level. If I will drop you in 6 figures, you're gonna be dying next week because customer service, fulfillment, suppliers, it will be a bunch of stuff will fall on you and done. You're out.
People don't know, like if you make $1 million on a store, you're making like $150,000 to $200,000 net. Like you're not making $500,000. That's not true.
It's not in your bank account. Even if it's
right.
in your bank account, it's still not for you.
It can be in the business, but it's not yours because it's hiring people, training products, new products, SKUs, email scaling, ads. You're not going to make it. And you got to keep going. You don't really start making a lot of money on e-commerce until you start doing like $500,000 to $1 million a month.
Exactly. I completely agree with you. Even for us, while we're scaling, I still looking on net for myself and like, oh my God, it looks so bright on that side and so okay on this side. Like I want more. And I understand that it's supposed to be 3x here to become 2x there.
Ecom business is something you build to sell. That's where you make your money.
Yeah, you're supposed to be scaling to the highest level and making sure before it starts going down or at least going average, you need to sell. Tell me more about that. I mean, because you're on the brokerage, how the deal flow is working in your end. What's the from A to Z process that maybe someone is listening and has already successful brand on the top of the revenue at the moment and like, oh, this guy knows how to sell and I will reach out to him.
Yeah, so we worked with a lot of people in PowerHouse and outside of PowerHouse too that want to sell their businesses. And at the beginning, everyone's like, I don't want to sell. I'm going to make a lot of money. And let's just say I've talked to people that are doing $5 million and make net $200,000, but they can sell the business for $5 million, right? So I'm like, why don't you just make, 10 times what or 12 times what you're making right now next month or next year, and then start another business. You're going to make way more money. And ecom, like CPMs can change, algorithms can change, shipping and logistics can become a problem. There's a lot of ways to not have success on that. So, it's a lot easier. But now that I started educating people on it, it's great. We have one buyer alone that wants to spend $150 million with us. We have another aggregator that has another $50 million budget. And now we have companies that are finally wanting us to sell them. And so we're going to sell like $20, $30 million here in the next couple of months worth of businesses. And we've got another 100 plus of people that are coming in. So I think we can probably do half 50,000 to 50 million to 100 million a month of companies that we can sell because we're concierge. So we have the aggregators, we have the sellers, we can run through the marketing, we can help you on the efficiencies. We know who to connect you for the audits, the systems, the processes, what you need to get it looking right so you can sell faster. And so, now that we're doing that, it's that business is scaling amazingly. Because it's pretty hard to just start a brokerage. You need some licenses, you need the team, you need the network, you need the connections, you need to know what you're doing. And so, that's why we're really excited about that business.
It's actually great that you mentioned that it's really hard to start such kind of business, especially for me, it's like a forest, to be honest, when I'm thinking about the brokerage, especially on the part of the buyers. Can you go a bit deeper about who those kind of aggregators and why? What's their interest to purchase some of the businesses? Like, what's the interest, especially purchasing something for millions and millions of dollars?
There's a lot of different, aggregators want to buy businesses and maybe do a roll up, or maybe they want to buy businesses and polish it up and sell it to a bigger aggregator or something like that. And then there's also just entrepreneurs now that are learning, like, I don't want to start a business. It's hard. I'd rather just buy a business, and you can do different kinds of deals. You don't have to just pay for the whole thing. You can do kind of creative financing deals. It's very similar to like real estate in some regards. And so now that we're educating people, there's all types of people. And we focus on selling e-com, SaaS, events, and agencies or digital businesses like that.
If you need to choose from any kind of niches which you just mentioned about, what kind of would be your best? I mean, your favorite in nowadays with all the algorithms and all the stuff?
I like consulting and services for cash flow, e-commerce for sales. Like, you can sell more e-com businesses. Service and consulting companies can be hard because they can be tied to the person, but they're going to get you more cash flow for right now.
Okay. And what's your, I would say, favorite duty in what you're doing in consulting, in the resale and all the ventures which you have? What's your most favorite duty which you really enjoy in doing that? I mean, obviously, all the things we are doing because we love, but I'm thinking, what's you really can enjoy on your daily basis routine?
I like making content, and I like talking, doing one-on-ones with the entrepreneurs, and kind of, sometimes there's partnerships. And so kind of helping them define their roles and their goals, and kind of building out quarterly maps with clients and seeing how they're progressing. That's amazing, to see like the progress that people have. That's another reason why we don't work with beginners, because you're not going to see the progress as fast. With these guys, they're going to go out, they're going to do it, and they're going to crush.
Can you tell me, by the way, you were sharing the story, but you didn't answer on one of the second question was, where are you going as a powerhouse? What's your goal? Are you planning to sell that later on, or you want to scale that to incredible size?
That's our kind of passion business with Josh, right? So we want to be the A to Z place where you come to have an optimized business. So you hire PowerHouse for consulting in the events, and we help you build a business that's optimized, self-optimized, which, self-managed business means you can go on vacation and it's going to stay the same, but self-optimized means it can work without you. So you can leave and you can really be an entrepreneur and really be a founder, and also systemize your business so you can sell it if that's something that you want to do. And so now we're walking you through kind of like a 12-month program to help you optimize, systemize, and sell or scale your business. And so that's, we're creating a lot of different content, courses, curriculums, and then, moving people into deal flow. And we also have some other service businesses to support that. So PowerHouse is kind of like the engine for everything.
Yeah, and especially it's connecting you with several guys similar to your mindset, which just allows you to do your daily routine even more enjoyable, and speaking with the guys on the right level. Awesome. Right. And as I was mentioning about your events, that every time you surprising is the level of the speakers and the level of the knowledge which has been shared on the stage, especially when you come in, like, I already know that stuff, let's say content creator, and like another content creator, he won't share nothing new. And there is a couple of golden points, which is always like, oh, awesome. Oh, amazing. Like, I have to make the note about that. How do you get on the stage people who spend 250 millions on the Facebook, or who made in the matter of like a couple of years 16 acquisition of the companies and so on? I was wondering, like, how do you get that kind of strong network to be introduced on your stage?
So a lot of them now are PowerHouse members, which is cool. Like the last event, everybody was a member. And so they all spoke, which is cool because like PowerHouse is starting to have like the best network in itself. But also, I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years at a high level. So like all of them are my friends. The majority of the people that, if you're not in the group, if you're coming to speak, you're usually a friend of mine. Like I already known you for years. We've done business or something together as well. And so I'm lucky enough to have been in this industry as a speaker and stuff for over 15 years. And I get invited to speak a lot. And so I bring in those people to speak at mine. But yeah, more than ever now, all the members are usually the people that are speaking, which is something that I'm really proud of, because that means that I try to go and find the best, and the best are in the group right now.
Yeah, I believe is that about the best people in the group. Especially, I remember in most difficult situation for me, for my country, for like when war has been started in Ukraine, you guys were surprisingly show your faces even what I even haven't thought about. That just to let everyone understand that PowerHouse were really supporting Ukraine on the moment when everything started, and I will never have enough words to say how thankful and grateful by myself and my team to having you guys who were back to us and helping and supporting.
We're a family. We're always here to help you, and we're glad that we were able to support you in that time. And I mean, you were still killing it. You were still having record-breaking months, even though your house exploded, which is crazy. So testament to you, man. It's the entrepreneur. And so, when you join PowerHouse, I always tell people this is a family. I mean, no one leaves, even when we've sold people's companies, like, well, I don't know what I'll do next, but I'll do it with you guys. And so that just is a good testament that, like, we've built a really strong family inside of that group.
Exactly, that's exactly family feelings, and that's why people will come back. And I'll tell you that I will go with you again for another. For me, sometimes it's difficult to take attention for some details from your side, guys, but still I'm taking closer. If you share something, I'm taking that super close to myself. I have additional question to you regarding the social medias and the problems in nowadays, because that's why organic content is so important, because so much fluctuations on the advertising platforms. But in your opinion, you look to the next couple of years, 5 years, what do you think? I know that TikTok is killing it at the moment, but how do you see the picture of the e-commerce space with the paid advertising in next, let's say, 5 years, in your opinion? Who's gonna be the leader? Why?
The people that build brands and the people that spend money on things that they don't spend money on right now. So the people that spend money on more content, building meme pages, building brands, spending more money on ads, building communities, text message communities, Facebook and whatever communities, those people are going to win, because more than ever, people want to buy brands. The e-commerce in itself is commoditized unless you create some crazy category product. But if you don't, you need to invest in the people and invest in yourself as a brand, because that's what they're buying now. They're making a choice like, oh, well, I like Anatoliy stuff better, or I like Josh's teeth stuff better. And that's why you're buying it, And so it's going to be more expensive, but it's going to build a moat around your business in the right time.
But would you rely on one single platform in nowadays?
No, I've been saying that for like a year. When we ended last year's PowerHouse, I was like, you can't be just running traffic to one thing.
Ecosystem is very important to have several traffic sources.
It's all blended now. You got to run everywhere.
If you would create a new community, would you go with the Facebook groups, its old style, or you will go with the Discord, which is a young generation prefer at the moment for the community section? It's a simple question, but I'm just wondering your thoughts about that.
It depends on the product and the age.
Do you think there is a difference because of the product? Like, what kind of product would you put on the Facebook? What kind of?
We have a person in PowerHouse that has a menopause product, and they're killing it in their community on Facebook, right? You're not going to do a menopause product on that. But we have other products that are more like lifestyle apparel, different things like that. That's on Discord, right? So it depends on the entrepreneur and it depends on the product.
We're launching the course soon for the e-commerce dropshippers, and I'm just wondering where I would build the community, on the Discord or the Facebook group. Something simple, but it's something like, what kind of name for my store I have to...
I would do Facebook because it's less engagement, but everyone's already there. There's no one on Discord. You have to move them to Discord.
Yeah, not so many people has installed the apps in general, and so they're having this kind of login. Okay, yeah, actually, I agree with you. I would really appreciate if you will give some kind of offer, or maybe something for free for my audience, if they will reach out to you and gonna be interested about the creator ads, or maybe joining the PowerHouse brand. Maybe you can give them something for free, or at least discounted for one of your offers.
Yeah, so if you want to come to the PowerHouse event, it's December 6th and 7th in San Diego. We have about 7 spots that we're allowing people to come. It's usually $5,000 for your group if they DM me, Anatoliy or something like that. We'll do it for $2,500 if it's the right person. And then if not, if you just want to, we just made a checklist on our scale framework. If you want to get that for free, DM me scale on Instagram and we'll send it over to you.
Awesome. All these details, actually, I will add it in the bio under my podcast and in YouTube channel. So guys will be ready to reach you on the Instagram as well. We'll edit your websites because if there is something what you can provide, and you already mentioned, 1 year ago, I met this person on November 2021. It's my first journey to US. I was only one person who came from Ukraine there. And that was one of the most incredible events which I ever attend. And since that moment, I have been for another events from the PowerHouse, and I met such incredible network for myself. Even the founders of agency founders, they were really give so much value to my business. Not even from the PowerHouse community itself, it just opened for me a lot of doors. So if you're out there and thinking, what, 2,500, even with that, it's still expensive. It's nothing from what you will be making by just meeting the people, and not about even income, but who you will become by speaking to such kind of people. That's really like, I remember Ashton just stand up on the November and like, who is running ads spending 100? I'm standing out. Who is running like few 100K? I'm standing out. Who is running 1 million a month? I sit down and everyone almost sit down. Who is running more than 5 millions? And only Ashton was standing like, shit. Here is the guys who are spending 5 millions a month on the ads. It's just insane. If you are in e-commerce, if you are in the coaching space, SaaS, whatever, it could be even offline business, but you want to go online and you have enough budget to transfer, I highly recommend to listen to this guy and to follow him on Instagram, follow him and listening just his thoughts, because there is nothing could be better than the people like him who is not trying to sell you. First of all, they're really helping guys. They're making money from it and it's fair. And at the same time, they are just killing it in any kind of industries where they dive in. That's just my couple of piece of points. Like my agency,
appreciate you.
Yeah, like my agency start killing it as well, more on terms of the results for the clients, again, because of the networking. I do appreciate that.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it so much, man.
What would you choose? The result or the journey? What's the most favorite for you and why? End result or journey to the result?
The journey, because if I just got the result, I wouldn't know what I'm doing next. And so it would be the worst journey after that. The journey never ends. The result is just one thing. The journey never ends.
I love the answer. I love that answer, because for me, journey is well more important.
Yeah.
Appreciate, man. It was awesome to see you, Los. Guys, follow him and speak to you in another episode. Los, have a great day. Thank you so much for joining the podcast.